South 3rd Avenue. I'd like to start by commending the board as usual and my fellow citizens of Highland Park for your concern about this community, our schools, and for the clear indication of budget expertise that's out there in our community. And I think it's obvious that we need more time. And I am given to understand that there is a process for requesting some sort of extension until May 14th. That we do not perhaps you've already done this, but it's not my impression to do this zero-based budgeting where you start from scratch, where you don't just have a small list of cuts you're considering, but you build that's what I did a few years ago, build a budget from the bottom up. To publish a line-by-line budget that's this thick that people need to look at. I don't see a downside, and I think this is far too important to be rushed in that way. So I think that, okay, so I'd like you to at least pursue that, or at least satisfy as to why we have to abide by this unreasonable schedule. The sort of bigger picture comment I'd like to make is that I, as a taxpayer and a parent, do support whatever tax increase is necessary to maintain the level of service that our wonderful school district has provided thus far. I feel the pain of my fellow citizens, so I urge the board in its political capacity to work through, what is it, the New Jersey Board of Education, whatever that statewide body. I urge all of my fellow citizens to take this to the level that it belongs at, which is a political level, to go to our state legislators, to go to our governor and say, our public schools are being squeezed, you need to do full funding under the court-mandated amount that is due to our district, number one, and you have to stop this regressive property tax-based system for funding. And having the low-income kids and new immigrant kids that are the future poor of our country, if we don't educate them, that's a false choice. And I know we're all together in this, but what I want to say is we are not powerless. Even the board is not powerless. You can use your political voice, and we can use our political voice to push for this. Because I think it is completely clear that our schools have been squeezed. They've been squeezed. The 2% cap is abundantly not sustainable. Another reason why I support the tax increase is because we don't have a plan for next year and next year and next year. This is, I think, an unfortunate sort of mechanism to get the tax increase that our schools need to provide the sort of court-mandated level of free and equal education that our citizens need. But whatever we need to do it, we've got to do it. And we're not going to get choice in coming years. We're going to be squeezed again, back to a 2% cap. So if we get the 8.3 or whatever it is we finally decide, that's locked in, that's a hardship for every member in this community, but I think it's probably called for. That's where I'm coming from. Then to get to the specifics of the budget, I'm going to add my voice to those voices that have called for the elimination of the central administration new positions this year. And I think the comparison is not, did we net increase the central office administration or not? Did we move positions around? Let's just not talk about that today. Let's talk about the choice, which is what Jamie brought up. We could invest our money in two principals for the middle school and the high school, who are the people who are close to the teachers, who are close to the students, who are in the buildings every day. One of the problems is, or one of the new challenges, is all this onerous reporting, all the increased teacher observations, all the evaluations that have to be done. I think principals will do a better job than a central administration office. I didn't see any new options up here. I didn't even see like the nth person who said we think that we don't think the assistant superintendent that you hired is doing a good job, don't think the position is necessary, we'd like you to consider eliminating that position. The data analyst, we have a school district of 1,600 kids, and we have a full-time data They've got to be up there, and that's when you talk about painful things like not having a middle school principal. I think they should be laid side by side.